Hi, everybody. It's Karen Anderson with Aortic Hope for this week's Week in Review. And if you don't know what that is, we're reviewing a week of information from last week. This is really for those people that are not on Facebook so much, maybe just not even on Instagram, little things like that. But this really gives you a chance to kind of connect with me, talk to me. It's all about me. It's not. And kind of go over the information that we shared online and give me your thoughts, your opinions, your comments, your whatever. But before we do that, I need you to click a like. I need you to please click subscribe, click the bell. So this way you're notified every time we go live. Like we're going live tonight. Very interesting organization we're bringing on board called Help Texts. And they are going to share with you what the company does, which is provide texts that are supposed to help you from a mental health perspective. Wonderful, interesting concept. Really looking forward to them sharing with all of you what they are offering. And our gift to you is that you'll have your first month free before you get it, before you have that opportunity to decide if you want to buy into a subscription. So we
Where's
wanted
your
everybody to at
microphone?
least have a chance. What?
Where's your
Oh,
microphone?
you know
Is
what?
it too far
It's
away
right
from
here.
you? Thank
How's
you.
that? It was. Hey, you do need this microphone close because there's a doozy of some words that I have to pronounce. I love the med students because they have really whipped one up for us from last week's Topic Tuesday about diuretics. Excuse me, these words are just they're a hoot. It's going to be fun. All right, so let's get started with what was our Movement for Movement Monday. And we talk about this all the time. We kind of started this movement back in 2020 prior to COVID, and we just kind of took a look at what the community's needs were. And it just felt like people were becoming a little cardiac paralyzed, they say, and just fearful of moving after diagnosis or after surgery. So we wanted to create an incentive, some motivation to get everybody up and moving. And while we realize that doing nothing is still doing something, some people tend to lean towards doing little when it comes to moving, especially after recovery from surgery or diagnosis. It's cardiac paralysis, as I said, and it's very normal and makes a lot of sense. However, it's really important that you try to do whatever your physician has cleared you to do, because moving your body is essential. It's essential for recovery and to overall physical and mental health and wellness. So it's important. And according to the Mayo Clinic, now this I think you'll find interesting, did you realize that Americans sit for 13 to 15 hours a day? They sit. We've actually made sitting into an art form in this country. It's like crazy when you actually are told those numbers, that somebody has tracked that. And that's what we're doing. We're sitting for 13 to 15 hours on average a day. However, excess sitting has now been linked with many different diseases and conditions, and that includes obesity, hypertension, back pain, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and depression. So if you're sitting that long, you're at risk. You've now increased your risk for doing these things, okay? Or for having these things. So we wanted to give you a couple of different suggestions on ways that you can try to incorporate movement into your day. So this would be people who have a desk job, obviously, people who are fresh out of surgery, or you just got diagnosed, whatever the case is, but you're tending to just sit around, for whatever your reason is. So here's some suggestions and tips on things that you can do to kind of help you move a little bit more. Use a standing desk. I don't know if you've seen these, but they work on like a hydraulic system, and you can actually pull the desktop up very easily and stand. And it's great for circulation because now you've got complete, utter blood flow versus when your legs are bent. You can march in place, you can walk in place. I've even known people who have small, tiny, portable treadmills, and they'll just walk in place. Now, I think that for me is a lot. That's walking, talking, typing. That's like way too many activities at this stage in the game. I'll probably trip and fall down. But the idea is that you stand. So, even if you're sitting and you don't have one of these desks, set a reminder on your watch to stand and move at least once per hour, no further than once every 2 hours, okay? Because you really, It's the circulation issue. I mean, think about some of us that are dissected into our iliacs. You really don't want to sit for an extended period of time. If you have a gene that puts you at risk for forming blood clots, you definitely want to set that alarm clock and talk with your physician about this. But set an alarm clock and just stand. I know my smartwatch will yell at me. It'll start squawking, time to get up and move. So, these watches these days, they will do that. They'll yell at you and tell you it's time to move. When it's lunchtime, take a walk. Look, the weather's changing. If it's not too hot, if you can tolerate the temperature, get out and take a little walk for lunch, and then work and eat at your desk if you're allowed to do that. That's kind of how I used to not abuse, but work the system. But when it's lunchtime, get outside, stretch, walk around your court, walk around your building, whatever it might be. When you're on a phone or conference call, if you've got really good service, maybe walk while you're taking that conference call, right? Walk when you're on the phone calls, as long as you've got good service. It serves a dual purpose. Park far from store entrances and enjoy that walk to and from. Now, this is, of course, for people that can actually do that and don't have issues with mobility and can park further away. I might have a disability tag, but when it's good days, I definitely park farther away and try to get those steps in, as everybody says. But I do enjoy the walk, especially when it's beautiful weather outside. That's what I want to do. Skip the elevator and take the stairs. I usually do this when it's going downstairs. Sometimes, rarely, I'll do it when it's going up, but that's just me. That's my own personal problems, my own health issues. But I definitely try to take stairs when it's going down as often as possible because, that's just easier. Okay. When you're like brushing your teeth or doing light household chores, walk. Anything that's just stationary, turn it into a moment to take in a couple extra steps when you're doing it. Obviously, don't just let your dog outside in the backyard. Add in an extra walk if you can. Even if it's just right around the court, it's good just to get up and to get moving. When you're watching TV, consider walking on a treadmill. Again, you can buy these smaller, not so extravagant treadmills that aren't so expensive, and just consider doing that. I've also seen people buy very inexpensively these stationary pedalers. So it's not a bike, but it's just a pedal machine that you can use you can do it with your arms. You can also sit on your sofa and just bicycle away a little bit. It's still creating a sense of movement. When you are doing yard work, light yard work, because again, we're not supposed to be shoveling snow or maybe even using the lawnmower if it's creating exertion and you're having to hold your breath to get it started. But when you're doing it, planting, doing gardening and stuff like that, that's a good opportunity for you to move your body. Just do some of that stuff outside. Your body will thank you. It really will. So hopefully this was a little bit of a motivator to get you moving on a Monday, which was yesterday for the holiday, and happy holidays, everybody. Hi. Movement Monday.
Right on. Hi, Velda. Hi, Christina. Hi, Tom.
Hello. I'm writing everybody's name down. I love that you guys join me. It makes me so happy. All right, well, now we're going to welcome a couple people because we've had a lot of interesting changes and growth and just happens in spurts. So we're really excited to announce that Maria Herrera, she is an aortic dissection survivor. She's also an author. Her book is under our resources section, and she's now an LCSW, a licensed clinical social worker. She's going to be volunteering as one of our director of support services, moderating our newest support group, which is in Spanish. It's wonderful. So great. Hopefully the whole Spanish realm that we've kind of dove into will start to create some, momentum. It's really going to help when the doctors start handing out our aortic dissection, the patient guide, which has been translated in Spanish. And we might find more and more patients who, if this is their native language, might find it a lot easier to receive some support in a Spanish support group situation. So no, I'm not reading you the paragraph that's in Spanish. It's not happening. These meetings take place the first Monday of every month, beginning June 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern. All you have to do is register once using this link, and you'll be notified with a link and information on how to join right before the meetings via email. No, not reading that. Let me tell you a little bit about Maria. So Maria is an immigrant bilingual LCSWC, owner of, gonna butcher that word, but I think I haven't spoken Spanish since I was younger. Tiolia? Individual in therapy in Aurora, Illinois. Her professional experience includes working with individuals, couples, families, and groups. And as a therapist, her methods encompassed humanist theories such as client-centered, trauma-focused, self-psychology, and other current therapies. Her ideals include helping others and advocating for equal rights, and she has a great passion for human rights, specifically for immigrants. Since arriving in the United States, she is focused on her education, beginning with learning English in an ESL program, obtained her GED, a bachelor's in sociology, a master's, and a doctorate in social work. She's been one busy lady. She worked for the state of Illinois for several years as a social worker in different agencies. She loves writing poetry, and her poetry is wonderful. She does it in both English and Spanish, and she's published 2 books. And this is great because I can give you the names here versus going to the link. But if you go to the resources, you can link right up with her book to purchase. Dissected, Healing with Poetry, that's one book. And the other one is called The Black Forest. So her first book actually was birthed after her aortic dissection surgery. It describes her traumatic experience and shares the poems that helped her emotional healing. Her second book comprises romantic poems, some in Spanish, dedicated to her family. Maria, that's the Spanish part. I'm not going to read that part because I'm going to butcher it. So we're just going to keep going down. So do me a favor. Por favor. Welcome, Maria. So we welcome you, Maria. Thank you so much.
I'm excited.
All right. Yeah, it's exciting. I might sit in just to refresh I went up to level 3, but if you don't use it, it goes away. I also took sign language. Didn't really use that either, although I can sing the beginning of Santa Baby. I do remember that. Okay, let's welcome another person. We have 2 new directors of support services for our caregiver group. We're really excited about this change. We're looking forward to seeing what they're going to do on the Caregivers Only private forum, as well as in our support group meetings. The first one is Kathleen Whitworth. She's now a director of support services, alongside of another one where we're going to talk about, Terry. The support group meetings for caregivers have also changed. They were on Saturday mornings. That's not happening anymore. We talked with everybody. We made a collective decision to try them out in the evenings now. We've heard from people on the West Coast as well that the evenings might be a more preferred time slot. So they're going to take place the first Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern and the third Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. All of this information is under our events section on our website. Kathleen, as well as her husband, Shannon, have been part of the Aortic Hope community since 2019, and they're so excited. We're so excited to actually have her volunteering in this role. Let me tell you a little bit about Kathleen. So in her words, I currently live in Cedarburg, Wisconsin with my survivor husband, Shannon, and our 2 kids, a son who is 15 and a daughter who is 12. Cedarburg is actually about 25 minutes north of Milwaukee along Lake Michigan. Actually made it to Lake Michigan for the first time this year, and it is gorgeous. She is a high school French teacher. Perfect. If we ever add French, we know who we can talk to. That's wonderful. She has a PhD in French and spent 17 years at the university level before making the move to high school, where she's just finishing her 2nd year. Her son is finishing his freshman year at the same school. Oh, that's got to be a lot of fun. Shannon dissected in February of 2019. He too is also a teacher as well as a school administrator. During his class, he began to feel clammy and lightheaded and couldn't seem to get comfortable. After falling near his office, he was taken to their level 1 trauma center, which he thankfully works close to. It is, as she says, my assumption that the first responders knew what was happening, as did the ER doc, who was a graduate of the high school where her husband actually works, because after a 7-minute ride to the hospital, he was taken immediately to the CAT scan. Shortly after that is when I arrived, and he was wheeled away for a 9-hour surgery. We are incredibly blessed. His surgeon was amazing, as was the team. He is young. He was 48 at the time. So, about 52 now, and strong and had no complications during surgery. He came home after 8 days, and with regular checkups and CT scans, he's been good ever since. She found Aortic Hope after doing a Google search for support groups for caregivers. She's a huge fan of therapy and support groups, so that was her first search once Shannon was home and settled. And since then, she's been a participant and occasional contributor to the different pages in an effort to share her story, help others, and receive support herself. And so we would love to welcome Kathleen. She's actually part of her Survivor series. I'm sure you might be able to find that when you root through that on YouTube. But welcome, Kathleen.
Welcome, Kathleen.
All right, we've got another one to welcome. Terry, I think she just goes by Terry Ali. Very excited to announce Terry as another director of support services with caregivers. She's going to be moderating one of the meetings as well. She's taking that 10 p.m. meeting slot. So here goes. Hi, I'm Terry. I'm a caregiver, and my survivor was found to have a thoracic aortic aneurysm 5 years ago this summer. It was found during a lung CT. He has undergone genetic testing, and results showed an unspecific connective tissue disorder and genetic variant of unknown significance. At least one adult child carries this variant, and the other refuses to be tested or have baseline screening, as do many of his first-degree family members. I've had a long career in the medical field and have worked in cardiology vascular research. In my downtime, I love to read medical research journals. I'm also a project manager now with Six Sigma Focus, so I love to dig into the many layers of why my survivor or husband is missing the middle layer of his vessel wall. This is so super interesting. I'd never heard of this before. So that middle layer, as we've discussed many times here, is called the tunica media. So it's the oh God, I can't even right now with all the different layers. Think intima, media, adventitia. And he's just missing it. So he only has 2 layers. This is congenital in nature. I've done family interviews and was astounded to see how many indicators there were along the way for her survivor, her husband. I've been graciously supported by the caregiver group for the past 5 years. When you know, it doesn't mean you still don't have fears or haven't experienced the very many changes in our lives since his very emergency repair, meaning the PTSD that can come with this for caregivers. This group has been much of what keeps me going, whether it's celebrating the great days when I can put my fears and exhaustion behind me for a moment to holding me up during my not so strong days. I'm honored to be invited to assist with being an admin on the page. I will do all in my power to continue to uphold each and every one of you, us, as has been done for me. It's my great pleasure to meet all of you on a little different level now. So please, let's welcome Terry. Welcome, Terry.
Welcome, Terry.
All right, moving on. Topic Tuesday. Here's where you guys get entertained because I'm not a physician and just sharing with you information. I do not know how to pronounce a lot of words, and I butcher them. So laugh with me. Please don't laugh at me. Because I'll be really sad. All right. This is from one of our medical students. Let me just skip ahead. I'm curious to see who wrote this one. Oh, no, this is our resident. Duke is now a resident. That's from our resident Duke. Welcome back, and hope your week has been getting off to a great start so far. Today, we're going to start covering diuretics. They are commonly used medication for patients that have cardiovascular disease, but let's talk about what is a diuretic because it's pretty common in this community. Some people are on them, some people are not, some people are on them on occasion when needed. So let's figure out what they are. So diuretics are a medication that actually promotes the production of urine by the kidneys, and that will help to lead to an increased excretion of water and electrolytes from the body. And they're commonly used in the management of cardiovascular diseases, particularly conditions like hypertension, which is high blood pressure, heart failure, and edema, which is fluid retention. In cardiovascular disease, diuretics help by reducing the volume of blood circulating through the blood vessels, thus lowering your blood pressure. This effect can reduce the workload on the heart, which is beneficial for individuals with conditions like congestive heart failure or hypertension. By removing excess fluid from the body, diuretics can also improve symptoms of edema, or we just talked about swelling, which would include swelling in the legs or the abdomen, which often occur in heart failure and other cardiac conditions. So there's several different types of diuretics that are commonly used in clinical practice. Let's talk about a couple of these and have some fun pronouncing them. Okay, shall we? Thiazide diuretics. Examples include hydrochlorothiazide. I think I take that one. And chlorothiazidone. Chlorothiazidone. Thiazides work by inhibiting sodium, leading to increased excretion of sodium and water. Loop diuretics. An example of a loop diuretic would include, I wrote notes here just so you know, furosemide, that's the one I take, so I'm on a loop. Bumetanide, bumetanide, torsemide. I think I got through those. Loop diuretics block the reabsorption of sodium and chloride ions, thus promoting the loss of water, which follows the excretion of sodium and chloride. Okay. Potassium-sparing diuretics. I know a lot of people that are actually on these, and examples of these include spironolactone, pleuronine, and amiloride. These diuretics work by either blocking the action of aldosterone, which is a hormone that regulates sodium and potassium balance, or directly inhibiting sodium channels. They help to promote diuresis while conserving potassium, which is often lost with other diuretic therapies. I swear I'm trying so hard not to crack myself up. Okay. Carbonic. I didn't write that one down. Anhydrase inhibitors. It sounds really good to me. I did write this one down. Acetazolamide. Isn't it all that word right there? That big one right there. Yep, it's an example of this type of diuretic. They cause increased excretion of bicarbonate ions and water. Phew, my mouth hurts after all these big words. Okay, each type of diuretic has its own mechanism of action and potential side effects. So the choice of diuretic and dosage really depends on your specific needs and condition of the patient. If you think you would benefit from a diuretic, we strongly recommend that you have this conversation with your provider. And that's all he had for everybody that day. We hope this was helpful, and join us again this next Tuesday, which is today. And I will tell you, I skipped ahead to today, and we did talk about diuretics again. And you're going to have to take a look to learn a little bit more about LASIK. That's the one that was discussed today. A lot easier to pronounce that. So it is very interesting. You know, I think a lot of people think that when you have a dissection or when you've been diagnosed that everybody's just given a beta blocker. Not true. Some are given ACE inhibitors. Some are given other types of drugs. And there's reason why people are given ARBs or ACE inhibitors or beta blockers. It's just not one. Well, there's many different types of diuretics that help you reduce the excess fluid in your body, and they each impact things a little bit differently. So I think that's fascinating. It just isn't one. They do different things, and different people and their different situations would be prescribed. So talk to your physician. If you're noticing that, you know, when you take your watch off, it's super tight, it's left a big mark. A lot of men will notice when they take their socks off, they have a huge band, a line around their lower shin area. Women, we right away see it in our fingers when our rings can't come off and we're all squirting Windex to try to get them off. If you're seeing this more and more, a lot of swelling in the ankles, the wrists, the hands, fingers, toes, you really want to have that conversation with your physician. Discuss if it's actual edema or if something else is going on and if something needs to be prescribed to help fix it. That is your topic Tuesday.
Thank you, Duke. Hi, Tony, Montana. He's hitting us up from the future. It's 5:20 a.m. where he's at. He's making his first cup of tea.
All right. That's great. Thanks, Tony. I'm ready to take a nap. You're just waking up. Love that in the future. All right. We're moving on to Therapeutic Thursday. Have you ever wondered why movies have a profound effect on our emotions? And this is so great because we're going to hopefully have a movie series on our YouTube channel. Again, another contributing event to our community that we're creating here, things that aren't necessarily related to aortic disease, but according to Vanity Fair, Hollywood has been making comedies and heart-tugging sagas for over a century, but the best feel-good movies have a little something special. The game-winning goal, the ultra-romantic kiss, the musical number that takes you totally by surprise. So ahead, we've gathered 37 titles that are good movies to watch when you need a pick-me-up and you want a guaranteed happy ending to your movie. So I'm just going to click the link because I didn't think about this. And let's just see, let's just grab a couple names. Let's see if we recognize any, right? Let's see what they got. Yeah, City Lights, don't know that one, 1931. Sorry. I know. Boop. Bishop's Wife, nope, don't know that one. 47. You know what? Who does know this? My husband. And it's not because he was born in 47. It's because those are the movies that he really appreciates, the older ones. Yeah, don't know this one either. Harvey, 1950. I'm going to scroll to like Singing in the Rain is a good one, though. I will say that. Don't know Roman Holiday. Lilies of the Field. My husband will be dying when he sees how many of these I don't know. I think I might have seen Harold and Maude, though. I think I was alive at this point. Gregory's Girl. I know that one. I'd say no that one. Back to the Future. Here we go. Great movie. Love all of them. They're all so good. Ferris Bueller's Day Off season. This is when I get all. This is my time. This is my feel-good movies. Yeah. Great movie. Princess Bride. Another great movie. Working Girl. Oh, cult classic, great movie. They're all in that same late 80s. Oh, such good stuff. Let's see. Field of Dreams, another great movie. These are all just such great, make you feel good movies. See, they're right. They got something to it. This is such a good list. I want to print this off and just have it on the ready when I'm having a bad moment or when it's cold and dreary. Sister Act, I think it's an okay movie. I would put it up there for me as great. Pelican Brief, yeah. No, Julia Roberts was in that. I wouldn't know that I would find it to be, I wouldn't go to feel good right away. I thought it was more dramatic. Groundhog Day, such a funny movie, so good and annoying, but still so good. Clueless. Okay, we're now moving ahead where I, will be having a child soon in a couple more years than this movie and didn't have a lot of time for movies, but that's a good movie. I just watched it the other day. French Kiss, it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie with Kevin Kline and Meg Ryan. I'm not giving away anything. You have to go see it. The Birdcage was just on the other day and it has me in stitches. It was one of the funniest of Robin Williams and Nathan Lane. God, it's just so good. First Wives Club, good movie. Solid, good movie. You got to be in the mood for something like that. Good Will Hunting, another good movie. These are all so good. Cinderella, so good. Parent Trap, I will be honest with you and say no. I wasn't a Lindsay Lohan fan, so no, I didn't see that one. 10 Things I Hate About You. I didn't see that one either. Yeah. Galaxy Quest is such a funny movie. It's so good. I love this movie. I'm not going to go through them all, but I might end up. Spirited Away, I have no idea what that is. Bend It Like Beckham, did I see that? I don't think I saw that. Pride and Prejudice, it's one of my husband's my favorite too. It's such a good movie also. That's a feel good. Aquila and the Bee, I did not see that one, but I hear it was amazing. Okay, who doesn't love Mamma Mia? I think, my opinion, Meryl Streep is one of the greatest actresses. It's incredible to me how she can transform. I should be having this conversation with Joel Amos, I know, but when we get his show together, we're going to do this. It's incredible. She can go from Mamma Mia to The Devil Wears Prada. Like, who can do that? I don't know. I have no idea what Sing Street is. No clue. Lady Bird was a good movie. That's fairly recent. That was a good movie. Coco, I didn't see it. Pixar, didn't see it. yesterday I saw, and I kind of really dug the whole premise. It was kind of good. In the Heights, believe it or not, I did not see, and I think I saw it on Broadway, and I was about it. Sorry, I was, and that's how I kind of felt about Rent. Oh, don't say it. And Hamilton. Oh, don't you, man? No, terrible. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I have started this movie at least 5 or 6 times, and I have not gotten past the same spot. It's driving me nuts. But everybody says it's a great movie. Never saw Rye Lane. This must be new. Barbie. Barbie was such a good movie. Barbie had me crying, laughing. It's because all the Barbies that they have as actresses on this show, I had these dolls, including like this crazy, as kids, like we had that, we chopped our Barbie's hair off. We drew on them with Sharpies because we thought it was makeup. These are the things that we did, and they did them in the movie. It was so great. And then they had one of the greatest speeches by America Ferrera I have ever heard in a movie in my life. I don't know that I'll ever, look, we've all heard great lines, and I think, Joshua, help me out. What's the movie with Tom Cruise and Demi Moore and what's that other well-known actor? I'm very bad at this game. Don't want to put this game in trivia for me. You can't handle the truth.
A Few Good Men.
Thank you. There's a really good, nice speech in there too. I don't know about nice, but it's good. It's classic. It's like, I'm right on the edge of my seat. Barbie's got a speech that is like, it's great. Just saying. Good list. Good solid list. That was Thursday. It's a great Thursday.
Chef Rob joined us. Hi, Chef.
Hi, Rob. All right. Friday was a Friday fundraiser day. Hey, look, this that you're looking at is Oval Car Magnet. It's the Aortic Disease Awareness Ribbon. Look at that. It's great. $10 donation. I'll send one in the mail to you. $10 anywhere. It's so eye-catching, and I know people are having some issues with some of the areas of their car not being very magnetized anymore, but I believe the gas cap is, and I believe areas on the trunk are, and if they are, just stick it on your fridge. Somebody's going to ask you about this ribbon and what is aortic disease, and that's what you want. They make great gifts to give to your physicians too. They've got metal, filing cabinets. There's metal everywhere in those places. It's a great gift to give somebody. So click the link. We would love to send you a magnet today. Saturday. General reminder, everybody, if you have not participated in our Survivor Series, we want to feature you. Be the inspiration in somebody's life by sharing your story, whether you are the patient, you are the caregiver, or you have lost a loved one to aortic disease, because their stories are also very important. We kind of really want to know about the symptoms that you were feeling, the things that you experienced leading up to diagnosis. If you were misdiagnosed, that's very important also. And we're more than likely going to share your story with the folks over at Think Aorta US, because it's a learning tool for the med students, for the ER physicians. It's important for them to learn about the misdiagnosis as well as the success stories and people who were treated the right way when they made it to the ER. So click on the link, fill out the form, submit your information. You can be featured one of 3 ways. You can write your story, you can pre-record a video, and you can also go live like I am. So you can take questions from the community, which is great. Okay, consider it. We need your story. We want to share your story. So reach out. Okay. Sunday was all about our patient awareness posters. So there was a time where we used to have these 1-card brochures, rack cards, we call them, information cards, and we used to have them in the waiting rooms of physician offices. They were all around the country. And then COVID hit and they chucked them all. Why? Because they couldn't have materials out that people would touch and put back in the holder. Became a whole thing with germs, okay? So now what we're offering is a poster. This is what the poster looks like. And you can order these posters to be sent directly to your physician's office, or you can bring them in. We send you a pack of 10. It's a starter pack for free. And it basically gives all kinds of information about Aortic Hope, who we are, our mission, testimonial, a little bit of information about what we do for the community, as well as QR codes that allow the community member to download the book right then and there while they're sitting in the exam room. These are where these posters get hung. They can also sign up to join a support group meeting while they're waiting to be seen by their physician. So it's just a great way of getting the patient or the caregiver immediately to a form of support. And, when you're sitting in the office, what do? You read the anatomy posters, you read some other stuff that may or may not pertain to you, but these are great posters. So you can fill out the link right here, and we will go ahead and send you those posters. All right, events. I'm telling you, tonight, you should check out our live event. It's at 7 p.m. Sarah will be with us from Help Text. I signed up for my free month. People from the board have signed up from their free month. People from Think Aorta told me about this. They've signed up for their free month. Help Text is a company that you can sign up for a couple different things to receive mental health and wellness texts 2 a week. You can sign up if you are grieving the loss of a pet, a loved one for whatever particular reason. And you can sign up if you're a caregiver, specifically of somebody right now who is terminally ill, but they are going to be tweaking that to involve caregivers of people who are presently undergoing different health-related issues. And at the end of the day, what it is you're going to get 2 text messages that were created by globally renowned therapists and other individuals that create these texts that are supposed to help ground you, help provide affirmations, a little bit of guidance, and there are opportunities for you to put in certain dates and things that are special to you, meaningful, so that you get a reminder on how you can best cope with that special date that's coming up. In addition, you can pick 1 or 2 supporters that can also receive a text to help them best help you. So you get 2 a week. It's a lot. It's like 104 a year, okay? And your supporters each get a text as well. So it's a lot of texting that's going on. It's not an interactive text. It's not therapy. And, with therapy, you're spending what, $100 some for a session for an hour. These are 2 texts a week. And for your first month, it's completely free. You don't even have to give any credit card or payment information at all to get that month for free. Sometimes companies make you put your credit card information and then you get the month free because then they're going to charge you when you forget to unsubscribe. That doesn't happen here. You get it for free and then that's it. You're unsubscribed. And if you wish to subscribe, then you can go ahead and sign up. And the charge is $99 for a year. Let's think about that. It's so inexpensive when you come down to it. You're not even talking $9 a month. So it's very inexpensive to get these texts. And we worked out this first month free for all of you in the community in lieu of receiving any kind of kickback, because we wanted everybody to do a try before they buy. This is something that may or may not positively enhance your world. It's going to for some, it may not for others. And that's why the 100% free try before you subscribe. So Sarah's going to go over everything, the research that's gone into this, the tireless work that they've put into developing this app, and it's only going to become more and more enhanced over time. So hopefully you join us. You can ask all the questions that you want, but I got my first text today and it was pretty good. It's pretty spot on with what I felt I needed to hear today. So I'm looking forward to seeing what my next text is, and I have no idea when it's going to happen during the week. So it's kind of exciting in and of itself as well. All right, the rest of the stuff we have coming up for this month would be on Wednesday. Tomorrow, we have our last support group meeting of the month, and that is our general open session. You, again, sign up once. You'll be notified of all of our support group meetings, as well as the hangout sessions. And hangouts happen every Thursday at 2 p.m. And it is not a support group meeting. It is not supposed to be heavy and weighted and like sometimes a support group meeting can be. It's just supposed to be light and airy and fun and people hang out. So that's every Thursday at 2 p.m. And then look, our June is just full. And I haven't even loaded up the live events that we have with people yet for June because it's crazy, crazy busy. So Qigong every single Sunday, 12:30. Some of the other things we always have are week in review on Mondays at 3 p.m. You'll see on here on our list of events, we've got the Caregiver Support Group meeting, another daytime support group meeting. We've got the Aortic Kitchen, and that's happening the first and third Wednesday at 6 p.m. You need to check it out because there's some baking going on. There's some pineapple going on. The third one, that's the part that I remember. Pies and pineapple. I think there could be steak. It's grilling. It's grill time. That's what it was. Baking and grilling. You want to check it out. It's great information. It's great fun to watch Chef Rob and his wife, Mindy, who is a licensed, I believe, dietitian. And watching their banter is so much fun. And you also get a chance to watch him cook and ask questions. You know, if there's an ingredient that you can't take because you're allergic, ask what they can substitute it with. Ask about nutritional questions when it comes to what you're eating. So it's just a lot of fun. And then you get really hungry and then you want to eat dinner. So that's how that works. What else do we have? Anything else that's going on? Now, these are all pretty standard. We're still working out the final details of some of our live events. You know, it is summertime, and these are when the physicians start to take all their vacation. So we're trying to pull some stuff off for you, but even our Canadian support group meetings are listed in here. We did just start our support group meetings for those individuals that are in Canada. So now they have their own place to go to and talk about their own healthcare system and their needs. So that's in there as well. Yeah. So that's what's going on. That's pretty much your weekend review. Anybody have any comments on what's going on?
So Tony says, ooh, support groups sounds fantastic. And I said, have you signed up for those notices, Tony? He says, doing it today.
Yes.
And I said,
so many different time frames.
We'd love to have you on our Hangouts, Thursdays at 2 Eastern. We hang out for hours, just social clubbing it up. And Chef Rob says, join us, Tony, if the time works. And Tony says, sounds exactly what I need.
What do you know, what time zone, like what would 2 in the afternoon be to Tony?
Friday, what is it? Plus, minus 8 hours. I don't know. The math is not mathing for me.
It doesn't map.
I can still get I'm still barely getting myself out of this whatever chest cold thingy I had.
Okay. You're congested in the portions of your brain that allow you to do math. I get it. I totally get it.
Let me tell you something. I know. NyQuil, okay? I will never, ever again wait days before getting NyQuil. I need that
NyQuil's
sleep.
Good stuff.
Need it.
And you know, the problem is that we can't take that. We have to take the HBP version, which does not give you the good stuff to make you sleep, unfortunately. So, you know, if you're getting these summertime allergies or the nasty ookies that are going around, you got to talk to your doctor and let them tell you what you can take over the counter. Because I remember the NyQuil days; they were some good days.
HBP NyQuil
doesn't come with the stuff to make you. That same stuff is what's like. It's like a lot of Benadryl, and I'm not too sure what the issue is.
Benadryl, like one of my favorite things. Don't do this, community. Don't do this. 2 Benadryl, 4 beers just to see how it goes. Oh my goodness. I'm talking nonsense for hours at a time. It's hilarious.
That's terrible. Terrible. Well, we hope that you feel better. But I want to thank Velda, Christina, Tony, Tom, and Rob for checking us out today. And we will see you next Monday. What's next Monday? It's beginning of June. Yeah, I think I'm on. I think it's me. I think I'm not here, but it's Tammy on the 10th. I will be here on I can't believe it's already going to be June. That's just crazy to me. It's crazy. Yeah. What happened to May? Did I sleep through May? What happened?
Oh, let me remind you. You had surgery in the beginning of the month.
April. I had surgery April, yeah.
Okay, so you finished recovering right after your vacation, which was vacation number 2 of the year, I think.
Yes.
Or vacation 3 of the year.
Possibly.
Maybe vacation 4 of the year. I'm not sure
what
number you're on yet.
Yes. Could be. Yeah, definitely. Hey, did I tell you what I did today?
No.
I was in line to get a drive through, wanted a bottle of water before I headed out on my day. I'm just watching to see if it's going to storm. The leaves are changing. Sorry. So as I got my bottle of water, I don't know, just something came over on me. And I was like, I said to the lady, how much is the person's order behind me? And it was like $13 or something. I'm like, here, take it out of the 20. She's like, what? I'm like, just pay for their meal. And she did. And I said, she goes, should I say anything? I said, just tell them to pay it forward. And I drove on. And when the person came up, I could see they were handing the money out the window, and the woman said whatever. And I could see the look on their face. They were so puzzled. They didn't understand what happened. Meanwhile, I'm like waving, like, oh, have a great day. And I could see them as I came out and left and went onto the main road. I was stopped at the light, and they just sat there for a second, just looking so puzzled because I picked up I guess it was, yeah, it must have been the end of breakfast, beginning of lunch. It was at McDonald's. I just wanted water. But I don't know. I just felt like, let me just freak somebody out. And I did. And it was great. I had so much fun. Wonderful. I love doing stuff like that. Yeah, I liked it. Made me happy.
Great.
The instant happiness, I'll tell you. You want to feel instantly happy? Hold the door open. I get such a kick of holding a door open for a man. They get so confused. They don't know what to do. And I'm like, I'm holding the door, go inside. And it's so funny. But holding the door, oh my God, this is not for a human. But did you know, my husband and I were driving, there was a turtle trying to cross the road, and he was going really slowly. So we put the car in park because I knew these trucks were coming down the other side, and he picks up the turtle, who pulled all of himself in. And as soon as he picks him up and holds him upright to take him to the other side, water starts pouring out of the turtle. It was like a fire hydrant. It wasn't trinkle, trickle, trickle, trickle. It was psh. And I am in the car, tears coming down my face, because I think the turtle is, peeing out, like major, held it all day, and here it is. It wasn't, okay, so turtles that go in the water have something that's called an anal bladder, and they retain all this water. So when they're scared, when they get picked up and they get scared, they flush it out. But it's not their bodily fluids. It's something they suck up when they're in a body of water. And they get so scared, they just shoot it out of them. And it was great. It was a great afternoon. I just think it was so fun. I just thought I'd share a tidbit today. That's my tidbit.
That's funny. My buddy Joey does that same thing. He goes out and rescues the turtles as they're crossing his path, and he put it on his TikTok account or whatever thing he uses the other day.
Right.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, I don't know if I've ever noticed a turtle in the road as I'm driving.
Really?
Like I mean, I don't know.
It's
I don't
turtle
think I've ever
season.
seen one. Yeah.
They're all
he's also the kind of guy that would has kept a pet turtle for a little while. Like he had one for when I say a little while, I mean 6 years. And
that's a big while.
Kept growing and growing. And I was like, why do you keep bringing animals into your house, Joey? Mm-hmm. He's a good guy.
Well, it is turtle time, so you have to be careful for them, because just as we were leaving after we saved that one, we saw one smashed. Just somebody drove right over a shell, and it made me very sad.
Yeah,
but
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Thank you for signing up, Tony.
Deal. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, have a wonderful, rest of your week. Please come out tonight, check out Help Text, listen to what they're about, make a decision what you want to do. But I can't wait to find out from everybody what their thoughts are, the people that sign up. I'm kind of excited to know. I think it's a very personal choice, and if it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Who knows? We'll see. Free month. I like free. Anything free. Sounds good. All right, guys, we will see you here next Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to click like, leave a little comment, click subscribe, the little bells that you're notified when we go live, and share it. Share it if you want, because somebody will get something out of this, right? They always do. They always do. All right. Till next time, next Monday at 3 p.m. Have a great rest of your week. Glad you're feeling better, Joshua.